What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Blackwater Chaos, aka Mr. Get It Mode. We are here on another Saturday with My Moments in Hip Hop. I would like to say thank you to everybody who's been in support, everybody who's tapped in with us. Today we got a special guest, a super special guest, person I'm excited to talk to, a person I got a lot of knowledge from, just watching him go crazy on Instagram. I talked to him at a couple of conferences back in the day, which you probably don't remember. But he's a very knowledgeable person, and he's an artist himself from the past, as well as a manager, so he knows both sides of the spectrum. He's very big in the business, especially on the West Coast, but the West Coast is not the only place he is. It's Jazzy Management. Shout out to my boy G Connect. What's up with you, my guy? Top of the top. Hope all is well with you. I got my guy Jazzy Management coming through. Shout out Jazzy James. We got a couple of other folks. We waiting for a few people to get in here, and then we're gonna wait for Jazzy to tap in, man. Tavon Johnson. Shouts out to you, boss, man. I appreciate you all tapping in for show some love, man. Get some of these jewels he gonna drop on y'all. I hope everybody's doing good. I know it's a lot of folks out here watching the football today, but it's a lot of artists out here who getting ate up by this music industry, who got money sitting on the table, and y'all dope as hell. So I wanted to tap in with somebody who could help out some artists, man, and let y'all get to know a little bit more about him. Right now, I'm waiting for him to tap in. Give him a few more minutes. Like I said, I spoke to him a couple of times this morning. He was excited to get this done too. He was excited to give y'all some game, excited to be able to help some folks. I appreciate that, Jazzy, man. Appreciate that, Jazzy James, for sharing it, man. So we're gonna get my guy in here in a minute, man. We just waiting for him to tap in. I know he'd be running around the city doing a lot of things, man. So first, I want to say once again, thank y'all for tapping in with me, man. Thank y'all for coming through. This platform that I got right here, it's not for me to get anything out of it. What my objective in doing this was to get artists, managers, DJs, dancers, people part of this hip hop culture that we love so much, to come through and share their story, give some people some game. My guy Jazzy James said, tell them about yourself. So my name is Blackwater Chaos. I am an artist myself. I've been doing hip hop forever. I grew up in this, man. I talk to I've done a lot, never on a major platform. I've been independent my whole time. There he is. Hey, Jazzy, I need you to come in, man. But as I finish telling y'all about myself, I'm a person who loves this hip hop culture. I came up in it. I grew up in it. Came up on the West Coast. Love West Coast music. Love East Coast music. And there we go. We got the king himself right here, man. First off, before I go any further, man, I just wanted to stop and say thank you for lending us some of your time today, man.
Oh, no problem, my man. Come on, man.
How you doing?
I have no complaints, my brother.
Hey, you know what, man? What? It's two things I want to say to you. From the first time we talked about this.
Yeah.
Every time you've been solid. Like you've always done what you said and said what you was gonna do. And for that, I have an ultimate respect for you, because it's a lot of people nowadays. They not built like that. They not cut from that cloth.
You're right, man.
And another thing is, when I start putting the flyer out, letting people know I was gonna have you on.
Yeah.
I had so many people who was like, Jazzy, yeah, that's my boy, man. He got game. That's my boy. I mean, people I wouldn't even expect to know you or have connections to you. And I was like, oh, okay, this guy, he rooted. He really rooted.
Oh, man, I'm blessed, man, and I feel like, every now and then you got to pay it forward, man. It's a lot of artists out here that look up to me, a lot of managers that look up to me, just people in this industry, they embrace me, man. You know, you're gonna have your haters, man, but what I say is real, man. Everything that I speak on, I stand firm on it, man. It's you can search it and see that it's real, man. So that's what I stand firm on, man.
And that's what they tell me, man. That's what everybody tell me. I first met you. I'm gonna just say this real quick. I first met you at a you were doing a conference at the convention center, or you
Yeah,
was a guest speaker at a conference at the radio show. They
yeah,
did a conference at the convention center, and you was lacing game in 2009. This was,
yeah, yeah.
and I got to have just a quick, interaction with you. But some people you could tell from the vibes, man. Like this a real good dude, man. So, and up until now, like it hasn't wavered. You always been that solid dude. So I salute you and I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. I just try to keep it solid, man. I'm from that era. Each one teach one, and I'm loyal, man. I'm just a loyal soldier, man.
And that's dope, man. So, like I was saying, when you tapped in, this platform that I built, man, that I'm trying to build, it's not for me to get anything out of it
Yeah.
personally. Like I don't want exposure, any of that. What I want to do is people of the culture,
Hmm.
not just artists, but managers, DJs, dancers, people who have contributed to the culture in some way, shape, or form. You don't have to be no major person. You could be somebody who's done it on an independent level. But I want them to come through and share their stories, and maybe somebody might learn something from them. Somebody's coming up, and they might learn something that they're lacing everybody with. So
That's dope,
that's my point in doing this whole My Moments in Hip Hop.
man. And I support that, man. You know, I'm not one of those ones that look at followers and say, "Oh man, he don't have enough followers." You know, I fight for the underdog, man. Anybody that's doing a podcast, any up and coming manager that's trying to learn the game, I try to lace them, man, because you never know, man. 3, 4 months from now, you know, I may be needing their services, man. So we grind together, we shine together, man. That's how I look at it, man. You know, I have my,
Hey,
you know, the ones that say, "Oh man, you just," yeah, man. I look out for the up and coming because you got to start somewhere, man. And
man,
I support you 100%, man.
I salute that, man, because like you said, it is some people who said, "Nah, man, you don't got enough followers, man. I can't do
Yeah,
it." And I respect that. I respect that. But
yeah,
let's get into Jazzy, man.
yeah,
You know, I know what you are now. I know what you've been, but I want to take them back a little bit, man. So you started off as an artist,
yeah. I sure did.
Jazzy D, right?
Yep, that's me.
So how did you get into becoming? How did you get into hip hop? What made you want to be like, all right, I want to do this rap thing?
Well, I had a friend from New York, man, in the early
Hmm.
'80s. I think he came out here and said, no, I take that back. He came out here in the '70s, but he'd come out here in the summer. His his mother and father separated, so he'd come out here and spend time, I think, with his father, and his mom stayed on the East Coast. Or it might be vice versa, because man, he did always come to my house. I don't think I ever met his. I think I never met his parents, but he'd come out here, man, and be playing hip hop like rap, Spoonie G, uh,
Yeah.
Prince Whipper Whip. You know, it's a trip because I wound up getting cool with Prince Whipper Whip. He's the one who really got me into loving that culture the way I loved it. I've always heard the music, but he'd come and I'd hear stuff that I've never heard that they wasn't playing on the radio. Because at that time they wasn't playing hip hop on the radio. So me and him got real tight, and that's how I started falling in love with it. And then you know, I started hanging out with my cousin. He was a little older than I was, and he would take me places because I was always tall for my age. So I would go to a lot of the hip hop clubs and just experience that whole life when it kind of started touching the West Coast, man. Rest in peace to my boy Gregory. You know,
Okay.
he used to lace me and teach me a lot of stuff too. But then it really changed when my friend Funky Fresh took me to a club called Radio. Now I had been to a few other clubs, but it's a long story. I'll get right into and kind of give you my little background. This was in the early '80s, man. He took me to Club Radio, and that's pretty much changed my whole, as far as on the West Coast, that really opened my eyes and made me really want to do an iced tea. My boy
Mm.
Beatmaster Vic, uh, 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 you know, I came in, I see Beatmaster Vic, and he's the one who really got me falling in love with the Radiotron. So I would go to him and I say, Beatmaster Vic, I want to get up there and rap, you know. And another guy of mine named Funky Fresh, you know, he was like, man, you need to get up there and rap. Because I would always rap amongst my friends because, you know, it was really young then because I hadn't heard.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say it wasn't Dr. Dre them, but I'm pretty sure everybody was doing their thing. But at that time, I didn't hear about a whole lot of people. It's like 83, 82, 83, 83.
Mm-hmm.
But one day, man, I came there and Beatmaster Vic said, man, you ready to get on the stage? I said, what? He said, yeah, man. Ice-T let me come on stage, man. And it was Club Radio then. And that's the same
Wow.
they filmed Breaking 1 and 2. So Ice-T let me rock the stage, man. And I used to be a storyteller. I rap and tell stories. So the following week, he let me get up there and bust a rap. Shouts out to DJ The Glove. That was DJ Ice-T's DJ. Then The Glove let me get up there a couple of times. And then did that until they closed. You know, I didn't rap every week that it was open, but he let me get up there and rock the mic. So then they
Right.
closed down Club Radio, and then they reopened it under new management called Radiotron. And
Yep.
then they
Okay.
filmed the movie Breaking 1 and 2. And then a guy named David Guzman was the MC there for a little while. And then I think they had a rap contest, and I destroyed it. And then they let me. He told me, he said, man, I want you to start helping me MC at the club. So I
Oh,
started
shit.
helping him
Okay.
MC. And then there was a dude named Antron that started DJing. He DJed for a little while. And then when my career transitioned into the professional side, DJ Tony Gonzalez. He started
Tony
DJing.
G.
Yep, Tony G, man. When I say a big brother figure, he really put me under his wing. And I have, man, that he was like a big brother figure to me. To this day, I'm gonna always have the utmost respect and love for Tony. My mother would let him pick me up, and he's the first one to get me on TV. He got me my record deal. Because of him, first time I traveled outside of California on a plane.
Mm.
I was the first rapper to rap in the Cool Jazz Festival in '85 and San Diego, the San Diego Cool Jazz Festival. I mean, and this is all real shit, man. I'm not putting a 10 on a 2. So
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of respect for Tony Gonzalez and Ice-T. You know, me and Ice, we chop it up every now and then. But, you know, I also introduced Ice-T to Darlene. In her book, she said a little something different. You know, I don't have no hard feelings, but I introduced her to Ice-T. So I made that album cover and all that stuff possible that she did that made her.
Mm.
Yeah, I introduced Ice-T to Darlene. She did a video with me, and I asked Ice-T to come be a part of the video, and he did, man. So that's a little. It's more to that story, but
Right.
you know, kind of how I started, man. I signed
That's
with
right.
Tony Gonzalez introduced me to DJ Unknown. I did 2 singles over there, Answer Records, Whack Girl. It was an answer to
Mm-hmm.
Fly Girl, and then I did an answer to Janet Jackson's record, and I said I'm done with the answer record stuff, and then I signed the Parliament Records and did 2 singles that didn't come out, then signed with Quest Records, but then I got on the business side, man.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I was doing my research, man. I saw that white girl. I
Yeah,
saw that Tony G had Tony G, DJ Unknown. They was on it.
yeah, man.
Tony G had, I guess he had remixed it or remade it. Did some scratching on it and some things
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. He scratched on it. I mean, we was actually playing in the studio, and Fly Girl Unknown was like, all the answer records was real popular. Roxanne Shante, UTR,
Yeah.
Roxanne Shante did it. They did a Roxanne's father, brother, uncle. So it was the answer record thing was real popular. And then I was always been a little smart little kid, so he was like, man, Unknown started playing with the beat machine, and who was that? 3D. It was another guy playing the keyboard. We actually did that. Then I left and came back, and they had the beat done. And he said, man, let's do a answer to Fly Girl. And I wrote it on the spot and did it, man. And I wrote
Yeah.
Unknown's part, and we was just playing, man. And then Russ Parr, Bobby Jimmy started playing it on the radio. And then the other stations started playing it. And it got a nice little run, made me real popular. Then, every week on the Mixmaster show, before it was popular in LA, I was rapping on the Mixmaster show because Tony was my DJ. Man, that dude just changed my
Oh,
life, man. You know, when I started rapping on K-Day, I was instantly popular in school. I mean, I was a little popular because I was known in my neighborhood for rapping because, you know, I was good at it, man. And I was the first one on my side to make records and get on the radio because you got to remember, K-Day was young then. It wasn't popular at that time. Greg Mack and Tony let me rap every, you know, as much as I wanted to go on there.
and that was 1580K Day.
1580 K-Day, man. And they don't
Yes,
speak
sir.
of Jazzy being one of the first ones rocking every week on there, man. Me and Battle Cat from our side, man, we used to,
Wow.
you know, me and Battle Cat, man. Battle Cat, good friend of mine, man. He used to come to my grandmother's house. Me and another friend of mine named Plum, we had Technique 1200s and a nice little DJ system in the 80s. So we made tapes for everybody, Bloods, Crips, Spanish, Cholo Gang. They all bought CDs from me, man.
Hey, you know, I saw
I mean,
you
not
say
CDs,
something.
cassettes. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. Back in the cassette days, man. I'm from that era. So I
yeah,
saw you say something on the interview, man. You were saying how you grew up off of 69th, 59th, and Dinker, right?
yep,
Um, and you said how you used to go to the park and play sports,
yep.
and a
I
lot
did.
of and it was all kind of gangs that was around,
Mhm.
Bloods, Crips, and everything. But instead of inviting you or trying to get you into the gangs, they was telling you to keep doing your music shit. Don't do this. Go keep doing your music shit.
Hey, you know what, man? And I'm not, you know, I hear people, and I'm so glad you said that, man, because I hear people saying that when kids used to walk to school. Now I'm speaking for me.
Right,
That,
right.
but I was a good fighter. Now I won't say I was never approached, but they never said, "Hey, man, you got to be from this gang." Because mind you, it's Crips on one side. If you're familiar with that area over there,
On the
and
other side of Normandy.
yeah, and if you walk on the other side of Normandy, there's Crips. You go
Yep,
up Normandy going north, there's Crips.
yep,
You go back, you know, going south that way, it's Bloods. So
yep.
I know A trays, 60s, 5.8s, 5.5s, 6 deuce brims, mint lows. I mean Hoovers. I know everybody, man. I've never been approached where somebody said, "Man, we gonna put you on." You bet never, because I was so talented with the music, and I did used to dance, but it was my pop locking wasn't as good as a lot of people might. I fell in love with the culture. I used to go up to Centinela Park. Me and my friends, we used to flip, and I played basketball. So I would go up there. I used to go up to Manchester Park. I went to all the parks, man. I never, and I won't say I never got approached in a, you know, on the gang thing, but as far as when I grew up and the people that knew me, they never approached me to be affiliated. Now, I fought real good. I was a fighter, so they, you know, back then in the 70s and 80s, that was cool. So before I got the credibility in the music, I was known that I could fight, and everybody knew I can get down. You know, so
Mm,
I never been affiliated in the gang. Shit, I've never drank or smoked in my life, so I was a
wow.
cut off a different cloth, but I was with them with these hands, man. That's why I love cats that ain't, you know, with the pistol play all the time and get up, you know, ball them knuckles up, man. So I come up in that era. I was a good fighter. You know, I'm getting up in age now, though. I don't think about it, but you know,
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
never. Yeah,
back in those days, you had to. It wasn't about the pistol play. It was more about you had to knuckle up. And then a lot of times you might knuckle up with somebody, and after the fight is over, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You go
yeah,
your way, I go my way. But we got that
yeah,
off our chest.
exactly, man. And so I wasn't just respected. I didn't just get known in the music business. You know, I was willing to, and I was known for my fighting skills, but you know, I really took a liking to music and really fell in love with when I started traveling and going different places. And, you know, then I got talked in on the management side, and that totally, I'm 10 times more known on the business side than I was as an artist. And that's
Yeah.
sometimes your introduction may not be your exit in this game, man.
Ooh, you know, I heard somebody else say that same
Yeah,
exact statement. I don't remember who it was, but I heard
yeah,
somebody say that same exact
yeah,
statement.
yeah.
And
I think I'm the first one to say that, but I give somebody if somebody else take the credit.
I'm gonna find out where I heard that from, man.
Yeah,
But that is so true. You know,
yeah,
a lot of artists, they get in the game and they think that's the only thing they can do.
yeah.
When that might just be you testing the waters. You might have to go and do something else and gain the credibility that you deserve. It might
Yeah.
not even be in the music that you start off in.
You know, I'm a prime example of that, man, because I kind of knew once I learned the business, and to any artist out there, I don't want them to be this, take this the wrong way. I knew when I got in the game seriously because I was young and I didn't have no family support. You know, I won't say there's no family support, but when I went to meetings, I didn't take anybody with me that was knowledgeable of the business. So I learned the hard way. I like to say I learned by trial and error. So
Mm.
I went in, and once I started traveling, and see, I was a smart, inquisitive child, so I asked a lot of questions. And now it's sad to say I asked the right questions at the wrong time. At that time, hip hop was young, and I'm asking questions because I'm wondering, and I'm hearing people. I heard Bobby Jimmy, Russ Parr say something, and I'm like, okay, he said publishing. Now, this is how naive I was. I thought publishing, when he asked me about publishing, I thought that's your street team. If you drop a single or
Mm.
you're going to be performing somewhere, the billboards that they posted up everywhere. I said, oh, they publishing
Right.
stuff. So that's how naive I was. But then I start really getting the game. Shouts out to Richie Rich, West Coast Richie Rich, Rich World
From
Records.
from up north?
No, the Richie Rich. I like to
Oh,
say,
okay.
no disrespect to any other Richie Riches, but I call him Big Bro. When I was young,
Okay.
man, I was also blessed to have, rest in peace, Roger Clayton, my guy
Mm.
Lonzo, the original
All
guy,
right.
the one I call the Godfather. Who, what if it wasn't for him, the Ice Cubes, the Easy E's, and the
N
Dr. Dre.
NWA, all that.
So this is how blessed I was, man, and to have Ice T, Greedy Greg, he taught me some stuff. Chuck from
Wow.
Ox, Chuck, my buddy Chuck. These are older guys. They said things around me that made me really like, okay, let me just put two and two together. Raj from Uncle Jam's Army and Lonzo, I was like a little bro to them, man. They always looked out for me. Bobcat, the California Cat Crew. He was
The Cat Crew.
yeah, he was LL Cool J's DJ for a little while. So I was around all these guys, and I won't say they directly educated me on stuff, but they would say things around me, and I'll just put two and two together. And when I go places, I'll put it together. So then people start telling me, man, you need to be a manager. Like, Then eventually I kind of evolved into that. But I was always asking questions. And so to make a long story short, when I got involved in the business, I said, I don't want to be an artist because it was too
Mm.
much going on. And I didn't want to do something crazy because I wasn't going to let nobody take nothing from me. But the way the industry was going, you can't be mad at the taker because you allowed that to happen by not being educated on the business. So I stopped being mad at the finessers, man. Their job was to finesse us. Our job was to outwit the finessers. And when you
Mm.
outwit the finesser, you can't be finessed.
Ooh. Come on, man. Talk your talk, man. Okay. I got you, man. You know,
Yeah,
you're not the first person I heard that Ice-T gave a chance
yeah,
to get going, to be able to do their thing. And I think that's another reason why Ice-T is so respected as well in amongst the hip hop culture. Even though he goes off and do everything else in the hip hop culture, he's still one of our icons.
yeah. And man, I'm comfortable to say he don't get the credit that he deserves as far as this West Coast gangster rap. His sacrifice. I mean, this dude, he put the hip hop, he put it on his back, man. And no disrespect to the other people that took it to another level, but gangster rap, it was people doing it, but he took it to a certain level. Then you have the NWAs, the CMWs that took the gangster rap to another, all to a different level. But my respect as far as kicking it off is Ice-T. And I also want to say we have to also give respect on the Hispanic side of the hip hop. Kid Frost, man.
Oh, yes.
They don't give Kid Frost the respect that he deserves on the Latin side. I'm talking about
Yes.
on brothers on the black side and the brown side, man, we got to start. I mean, I'm gonna start mentioning Kid Frost's name every interview I do, because I don't know if he remembers Dub C, a Latin DJ, Latin. That's Dub C's DJ.
Yep.
And Muggs from Cypress Hill. They had an apartment on Kingsley in Hollywood, and
Okay.
history was being made in that little apartment, because in one room, Muggs, Be Real, and Sin Dog was working on that first Cypress Hill album, and in the next room, Dub C, DJ Aladdin, Crazy Tunes, me. I participated in that a lot because I made sure they got to their meetings, studio sessions. We did pre-production in that apartment. And when I say that apartment building was a historic building, you got Prince Whipper Whip, different, dang, it's a few other cats that used to come through there. But Whipper Whip used to take me outside, because I never smoked a drink, so I would go outside and then he'd lace us about the history of the East Coast and how it started and all that, man. And Cass, there you go, Grandmaster Cass.
Grandmaster Cass.
He'd take me out there and school me. See, those were gems that I never forget. Now check this out, during intermission, and then when Be Real see this, he'll know it's real. Intermission, Muggs and Sin would come from Sin Dog and Be Real would come from Muggs' room, and me, Latin, and Dub C, we come from our room, and we have wrestling matches in the living room, man.
Shit.
Matches, man. We wrestle, we had fun, man, not knowing we were making history was in the making, man. So, and I used to play on the phone when I used to call Dub and them before I would come, because we didn't have no cell phones. I would play on their answer machine and be like, "Wait, baby, I done left my keys in my
Grandma."
Yeah, I did and so I used to call in on Bobby Jimmy's show in the morning, me and Daryl with the Curl. Now, Daryl with the Curl was already pretty popular. Then I would call in, and then when I get on this was before the Dub C thing. Before, I'm kind of skipping ahead, but I'm saying how I started character. And then Crazy Tunes he used to trip off me doing it. And his mother say, "Boy, you must have grew up around some old people, doing their grandma stuff." And so Crazy Tunes, rest in peace, he told me, "Man, I'm going to make that character popular." Rest in peace, Crazy Tunes. But not only did they make it popular, it was more people that knew me by Granny. And it's still people that call me Granny to this day. We did mixtapes. I done cartoons. I done voiceovers. And he stayed firm in what he said. He said, "Man, I'm going to make that character popular." And when you hear the "where you at" and all that, man, that's my voice. So he didn't renege on what he said, man. And people used to get the album. They know the album was going to be dope just to hear the skits that we were going to do, man. So
That's crazy, because I'm a huge Dub C fan. He's one of my favorite artists, man. And I saw you speak on that on I think you put it on one of your Instagram stories one day. And it blew my mind, because I never knew that. I was like, what? Nah, hell no.
And man, I mean, Asians, Hispanics, blacks, Samoans, they said that they looked forward to hearing what Granny was gonna say. And then people used to meet me, because I used to rock suits all the time, and I'm real astute and serious. When people used to tell them, the East Sider's manager is the one who did the Granny, said, "Nah, not who, Jazzy?" Because they meet me, and I've never got on stage with the East Siders. If I do anything, if I book something, I never go on stage. So people always say I'm serious. And when I come into a studio, I handle the business, and it's very seldom that I hang out, I leave. So when they found out that was me, the young guys and people that wasn't familiar with the character, they said, "Man, come on, man." He said, "Man, I got every Dub C album, man." But everybody liked the skit on, I think that's the shadiest one. That's me, Crazy Tunes. And when where that nigga Dub at? That nigga, I put that on the set. That 3 mix back bumper, 3 mix back bumper. I think if they was giving awards, that one would get the award, man.
Hey man, that was that three leg back. Hey, that was my heart. That was my stuff right there, man. I love that skit right there, man.
Damn Skippy, I got my goddamn.
Hey man, if you would have never done the voice right now, man, I still wouldn't believe it. But that was it right there.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, you just blew my mind with that. I'm sorry. Let me get back. Let me
Yeah,
get back, man, because
yeah.
that is a dope story, man, right there. Just 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 to anybody who's ever heard that, that didn't know that, and like you said, for you to play the background and just do business, and then to hear that character and put them together, it's never you never add that up until I just heard it right now, man. So that was definitely you just laced me with some
Oh
history that
yeah,
I had no idea on, man.
man. I still get people approach me, man. Do that. I don't do that. I don't. I don't do this skit like that in person. But people that know it's me, they always laugh when they come around because they say I'm so serious. But shouts out to Crazy Tunes, man. I call him my little bro, and I can say that, man, because I remember when he was at Henry Clay. When I say I know
Oh,
Crazy Tunes, I'm not just saying that. I mean, if you know the history of the skits before the records, man, we did this on mixtapes, man. So he stayed true to what he said, man. He made that character popular, man. To this day, people ask me to do skits and let's bring Granny back out. You know, I've done it on a lot of records, you know, but you know, we were little, and I say that to say we was kids, man, not knowing history
mm,
made to, you know, that allowed me to speak on platforms like this. And I really said to myself, I want to learn because we were young kids that didn't know the business. And hey, they got on me and I learned the business and I'm learning every day, you know,
and that's dope, man. That's dope. My pops told me the day you stop learning is the day you die.
exactly. You're right.
I mean, he put it just blunt to me like that. I was probably 4 or 5 years old when he first started telling me that. So for
The
you to
truth.
say that,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand it and definitely feel it. And you know, Crazy Tunes was such an innovator, such a dope DJ. Rest in peace, Crazy Tunes. That CT experience is something like I had never heard.
Hey,
His
man.
that mixtape he put together. You know, he was just so dope at what he did, man. And you know, it's I wish we would give, like you just said, Kid Frost, Ice T. Like we should be saluting these dudes,
Hey,
man.
you know, and not to cut you off, and that's why,
Go
man,
ahead.
I don't feel, even me, I don't, Kid Frost didn't directly, uh, how can I say it? I didn't hang out with him a lot, but I don't feel that they
Okay.
give that man the respect and the props that he deserved. Both sides, man. Like he taught me a lot, man. And when I was around him, he was solid and still solid. And I heard his son. I met his son a couple of times, and you can see his son was well groomed into this business, man. The Ice T, like, let's pay homage and give these guys their roses when they're here, man. Because you know, who another person who people that put me under their wing and can call me because I, you know, sometimes I get at one point a while back I used to get a little upset and I get on live and I just some of the things that I see because I'm such a lover of this culture, it bothered me and I used to vent, you know, and I had people call me and calm me down, you know. But Hen G, Evil E's brother, that's DJ,
Okay.
one of DJ Ice T's DJs, Evil E, his brother. Them are the guys that can pull my collar and calm me down. And Jazzy, you got a lot of people that look up to you, man. You know, kind of watch your, because I'm not perfect. So we need individuals that people that we deem hardheads to talk to us, man. And I'm one of them ones, man. There's some guys that some people may consider hardheads or hardcore. They call me, man, and have heart to hearts with me, man. We talk, you know, and they say, Jazzy, man, you one of the older cats. Even though I may look their age, I'm years older than them, you know, but
Right.
we all need somebody that's solid that can talk to us, man. And I try to be that voice for the culture and speak my mind. It's idiots. Like I was on Clubhouse the other day. Some idiots jumped on there talking stupid. I almost flared up, but they might be way in Nova Scotia somewhere. So how can I
And
touch? You know, this internet has made a lot of. That's why I'm glad we came up in the era where we really had no disrespect to the youngsters that's doing their thing, but we had to hustle, man. We
yeah,
we didn't have social media where we physically could touch 50,000 people on a call like this. We really had to grind, man. So we know the we know what it takes to really appreciate this, man. And I wish we
yeah,
can,
man.
you know, as far as letting people know it's cats like me, because a lot of the youngsters just don't like the older people. They say we don't look out for them and all that, but it's just you just got to be solid, man. You got to know who's solid and who's not, man. I really want to see people win, man. And some people say, oh, he must have a hidden agenda, or he might have an ulterior motive. I have to have an ulterior motive. That's what shows you we live in fucked up times now.
Fucked
That
up time.
has a good heart and want to see people win. They deem him as having a ulterior motive, or you know, he's up to something. And that's we just target the ones that want to learn, man, and the ones that don't, forget them, man.
Yeah, man. And it just goes to show your passion, man. I was the same way. I used to get mad at certain things and be like, what the, and spaz out. But then I had to think about it. Like, you can only control what you can control. Everybody not gonna wanna follow suit or learn whatever you got to teach them. And like you said, you've been through a lot, so you know a lot. And it's just that people don't want to sit down and learn. Everybody think they know everything in this age. Like,
Amen.
like
Yeah.
they was born with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go through some things to get knowledge sometimes. A lot of times, all the time, I believe.
Yeah,
So, go
mhm.
ahead.
No, I didn't get where I'm at right now without people mentoring. I've had a few mentors, like you said, like I said, I talked to Ice-T. I learned from Ice-T. He don't even realize how much he's taught me when I was young. Roger Clayton, rest in peace. One of the first promoters to get, well, I don't any to do urban music, hip hop, and back in that days, disco. He got the sports arena. It didn't work out like it should have because of the gang culture, but he had the sports arena. Young black guy that had that much knowledge to hustle and get that. So I was mentored by soldiers, man. Lonzo, anything that man called me and need me for, I'm gonna do it. Shouts out to Lonzo and rest in peace to Raj, Hen G, Evil E, Tony Gonzalez. And every interview that I do, I mention Tony Gonzalez, because if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be right here doing this, man. He put me on the radio when I was still in high school. He'd pick me up in his car and take me to be on TV. He seen something in me that people
Hmm.
didn't see and didn't take the time. And once again, I say that's a Hispanic, a man that got my father's Cuban, but I'm black. So all that other
Right.
stuff, man, we need to kill that, man. That's why when I get on platforms like this, I'm always, from every interview that I do, because Kid Frost, man, regardless of what people have to say, solid dude, and was representing his culture to the fullest, and was out there grinding and
Yeah.
pushing the culture, man. And we need to respect that, man. It's people that kicked down the doors and made it possible for a lot of the cats to do what they doing today. We were the ones doing it. And I'm not putting a 10 on a 2, making my career bigger than it was. Look on my page. I took a lot of flyers down, but look on my page. It's a flyer on there, Lisa and Coat Jam. That's me
Yeah.
on there, 1985. I was rapping years before that. So start respecting your elders and the people who made it possible. We got jerked to make it possible for the people today to do what they do. And here it is. I've been around there and I know a lot about the business, and a lot of these youngsters don't listen. But you got people in Detroit, New York, Miami, Atlanta that call me all the time, or they DM me, or they message me, and just to see if I'm okay. And these are people in different regions, and they just checking on me because they know I'm an asset to the business and an asset to our culture. But our own people that should embrace it have something negative to say. Like I said, I was on Clubhouse the other day. One of my good friends asked me to come in the room, and this was yesterday, or day before yesterday. And some guys came in there being very disrespectful. Fuck you, Jazzy. I'm like, for what reason do you have to say that? And I'm in the room educating, like really educating.
Mm.
And these were some guys from different places, But then you have the guys that don't get it, and once you talk to them and kind of, groom them and let them know what they're saying is wrong. Some of them get it, But it was some guys in the room. Good buddy of
Just
mine,
ignorance.
good buddy of mine that grew up with me, pulled me in the room, and you got them idiots to do that. But I call them internet soldiers. They're not gonna do
Yeah.
nothing to a person, man. But I don't let it discourage me, man.
Hey, and please don't, man, because you are definitely an asset. So let me ask you this. Who was the first person that you managed, or the first group, or the first people that you was like, okay, I got this managerial hat on. Let me give it a try right now. Do you remember that?
Person that I said, oh man, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll stand to be corrected. But I think it was an artist by the name of Noni Spitz. That where I
I
put
heard that name.
yeah, Noni Spitz. I think he was the first one where I put the jacket on and really ran with it. Got love for
What
him.
what made you say, okay, did he approach you like, look, Jazzy, man, I need to know this, I want this, or did you just, or was it a mutual thing? Did you come at him like, look, man, I'm trying to do my managerial thing. I like what you're doing. Let me take you under my wing, or was y'all just have a relationship and it just built from there?
I know I met him through um day one and it was day one and my other guy. Oh man, he's gonna kill me, man. I can't even remember his name, man. Oh
Day
my god.
one, he messed with DPG and Snoop and all those guys.
They want to work with everybody, but I met it was three of them, and I'm getting old, you guys, so please forgive me. But I met Noni Spitz through day one, and you're right, I knew him a little bit before I brought him under my management thing, but at that time, everybody start seeing that my conversation, like, wait a minute, he knows a lot. And see, the downside of that, a lot of the artists, you got artists that was getting deals and they figured Jazzy is so known, you know. So when they came to my camp, not Noni, me and Noni are still tight to this day, and we're gonna be tight till my last day. But
Right.
people start getting the wrong impression. They start thinking because you're knowledgeable of the business and you have relationships, just based on your relationships, they should get deals. Because Glasses G Malone, I played a part in his camp, but I was behind the scenes. I never want to outshine the breadwinner, and I think that's why
Mm.
a lot of artists drop the ball today. They got managers that really want to be the stars. They want to live vicariously through the artists. That's why I manage a well-known group, the East Siders. I've never been on stage with them. I think the closest I've been to stage while they perform is when the stage person that's prepping uh, uh, the next group give me the cordless mics and I hand them to them. Other than that, I don't never go on stage with them because I believe in building relationships. The game is 10% talent and 90% business. So I'm behind stage
Mm.
on the side of the stage, want to know who's the promoter in that place, the particular place we're at, who's the radio personality, who's a PR, because it's all about building relationships. I can't build relationships on the stage with my artists. You know,
Mm.
they're
Talking
professionals.
the talk.
They gotta go. I don't have to groom them on stage. They that's what they do. They go on stage and handle their business. My job is to play my position, not be on stage with my shirt off with a styrofoam cup, lip singing my artist songs. You know, that's just not me, man.
Hey, that right there is a golden gem in itself. Like everybody don't have to be in front of the camera.
Nah.
That's why I said when we spoke on the phone, I said you know I want artists to know that, or I want youngsters to know that you don't have to be the rapper. You don't have to be the rapper to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. You could be the manager, you could be the producer, you could be, it's a lot of people who you never see that help push that machine.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, man. I think what artists have to, and I'm not going to, because sometimes people see, man, lighten up on the West, you go hard on your region, and I do, man. So I'm just going to speak in general.
Go
Artists
ahead.
have, you know, I just start targeting the artists that want to be successful. And I used to get upset, but I can't get upset at a person that just want to be famous. I just don't want to have a conversation with artists that's just stuck on being famous and not being successful, because it's a big
Mm.
difference. And I said this in my last interview, it hurts me that if I'm standing in an event or I'm standing at you know, say at an event or something, I'm standing there and it's a couple of artists that knows me, they know me, and so they sometimes they pick my brain like, Jazzy, what do I have to do? I finish my single. Now I'm telling them what to do. Now you got the knuckleheads that's, oh man, I'm not a person that wears jewelry. I like old cars and motorcycles. Everybody knows that I'm
Mm.
groomed. I'm always smelling good. But this is what artists have to stop doing. Stop going for the materialistic look and passing up on the ones with the knowledge. And I could go. I'm not the only one that know this game, that really know it like I know it. And I have conversations with a lot of the cats. Some of them I groomed, and some of them they know it, because I'm not the only one that know this game like I know it. But the sad thing, and what I'm starting to see, is an artist that's trying to get in the game. He's either trying to look like the artist that's really on. So when individuals like me around, other managers get intimidated, or you got artists that get intimidated. They see me as competition instead of embracing me and taking the knowledge in. They try to, I don't know, go Hollywood on you, and it's sad.
Yeah.
But if I'm telling the artist what they supposed to do, and somebody pulls up with a pocket full of money, they got the jewelry, they got a real nice car, they, Gucci down or Louis Vuitton down, however you want to call it, the artist will gravitate to that.
Yeah.
And in 2 or 3 years from now, they forget the conversation we had, and they come to me and say, Jazzy, man, all this time I'm not getting no royalties. I'm not doing this. I seen my song in a movie and I didn't get paid for it. I said, man, if you would have still, when we was at that event that day, and just took in that game and listened to what I said and followed suit. But not saying everybody's like that, but I'm seeing that more artists are into a person that approached them with material things, instead of
Right.
listening what Jazzy's saying and doing, building your castles on a foundation and not on quicksand. You could have the things that person impressed you with by handling your business. And until we do that, we're going to keep having sad stories in the business where people complaining about a label has never robbed us. We did not read the fine print. If a label robbed you and you let them rob you, you allowed that to happen. And every contract I've ever signed, I never got a gun put to my head. And once I realized that, I knew I had to learn and not depend on my manager, not depend on an entertainment attorney, not depend on my mama, my daddy, my big homies. I learned myself, because then I couldn't blame nobody but myself. And I don't like to get the blame put on me when it's the truth.
Talk that talk, man. That's another dope saying. I know I keep stopping you. I don't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt you,
And,
but
and
these
you hear
quotes
it,
you saying, huh?
said,
Hey,
and I'm the first one to say it.
hey, these quotes you just said, build your castle on a foundation and not quicksand. And if that
That,
don't define the industry right now, I
come,
don't know what do.
come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because the materialistic is what everybody's shooting for, especially in the social media day. Like you
Yeah.
said, if you standing somewhere talking to them, and I'm just gonna use a name for example, a flashy person like Baby, say, who
Mm-hmm.
who jewed out, and
Mm-hmm.
they will walk away from you in mid conversation and just go to this person that might not even give them 2 seconds.
Come on, man. See, people think we're getting too brainwashed by followers, because I had a guy tell me the other day. He said, man, everybody speak highly of you, man. And this is a true story. Man,
Hmm.
everybody speaks highly of you, Jazzy. Now I can kick myself in the ass. They've been telling me about you 5-6 years ago or more. And he said, man, I would always go to your page and see, because I closed my other Instagram when Nipsey got
Yes,
killed.
you did.
That really hurt me, man. I said, man, I was burnt out on this industry when I seen that hurt me. And it wasn't so much the music industry, just for something that and I've lost a lot of friends, man, and I've lost friends since then. But I said, man, what is this world coming to? So, at the spirit of moment, I deleted my account. So the guy said, man, every time I went to your page, it was no more than 7,000 followers. And I said, I'm not even mad at this dude. He's brainwashed like the rest of these cats. They think because they're based in their business savvy on followers, a follower is not a fan, you know. And once people understand that, you don't pass up on somebody that can potentially teach you something based on a fucking follower. And I'm not mad at that kid, because it's a lot of people, just like you, for instance. You say, Jazzy, I'm doing this. I don't care if you had 2 followers. A year or 2 from now, you could have 50,000 followers if we support each other.
Right,
So
right.
whatever amount of followers you have, we grind together, we shine together. All that outdoing people and wanting the competition, you know, if we come together, especially in this culture, we wouldn't have almost $6 billion of unclaimed mechanical royalties sitting up with artists that continue putting music out on digital platforms with it not being copywritten, without it being properly registered, without it being copywritten in the list of,
Trademark.
yeah, trademark. You know, you got almost 60 or 70% of artists that don't even own their stage name. And it's situations like this, they teach. Look, at the end of this interview, I'd say this would be about an hour and some change interview. It's $1 million worth of game. It's people that go to college classes and ain't gonna learn this. And it's people that should be on here learning that's gonna continue having sad stories, complaining about them not getting their publishing and never getting a royalty check because they don't listen, man. And when you try to talk to them, they act like they know it all. And until we change that $6 billion is only going to rise. It's not going to decrease. And I don't care what I do, man. When I leave the face of this earth, they're going to say, at least he tried. You know, I
Oh,
paid
yeah.
for it. You know, I feel like interviews like this is paying it forward. I want to see you win. I want you to be the #1 podcast without interviewing people, gang life and all. I mean, not you run your podcast and it'd be a successful podcast, running it the way you want to run it, you know. And I no disrespect to the Vlads and the No Jumpers, because everybody got a platform and they run it their way. And I want to see more, you know, individuals start podcasts. We need that, man. We need platforms like this to educate people, because it's the blind leading the blind in a lot of cases out here. And these artists think they're doing it right and they're really doing it wrong.
Hey man, and I'm sitting here. I can attest to that, man. Like I said, whenever I reached out to you, anytime I reached out to you, now did you only reach right back? You reach right back. You reach right back with open arms, telling me, "Let's go, all gas, let's go. I got you. Whatever you need, bam, I got you." You even hit me this morning on something and apologized. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Apologize? What? No, my God, you know what I'm saying? But just on the business level, real quick, because I was an artist,
Okay.
right? I still love to make music, but I was that artist that you're talking about, and I got my bro on here. He in the comments right now. G Connect. We was a part of a group.
Okay.
And me, I just wanted to make music. I only wanted to rap. But this gentleman, he was like, he would have me like, "Hey man, we need to do this. We need to do this." At the time, I wasn't understanding that. Man, I just want to rap. You go ahead. And you know, we had a lot of disagreements on that because I didn't understand what he was trying to teach me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can say that now because I understand it a lot more. And everything that you're saying are pure facts. If you don't register your name, first off, register your name. If you don't do the trademark and copyright of your music, it's almost like you giving away free money. And I don't think there's anybody who want to work for free. Even though I love hip hop, nobody wants to work for free.
No, you're right.
So,
You're absolutely right.
that is definitely important. And I think with the social media age, a lot of these youngsters, like I said, they think they know it all. They looking for the people with the clout. They want to be in front of the camera with the stacks of money and the jewelry on, and they don't want to leave prints in the sand, you know, to make their foundation.
Yeah, you know, when I speak on that, people like, Jazzy, you're in your 50s, you know, the game has changed. The game has changed, but knowledge is power, man. It is so powerful to have knowledge and understanding. Each thing you get involved in, if you want to be a mechanic, there's a certain language to building and putting engines together. If you want to be a doctor, there's a language to refusing body parts. And if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be in the music business, there's a language that come with it. And the sad thing is when you get the people that think they know and they really don't know. And I've been saying the same thing. I go in clubhouse rooms, I do interviews, and I get the same questions and I answer them the same way. In 10, 20 years from now, I don't think I'm not expecting to get on the platform and everybody listen or everybody tune in and listen to Jazzy. But the sad thing is the people I know. It's people that know me, that have my phone number, that would rather have their career leaking and then calling. Sometimes you got to pay, but sometimes people are like, man, we don't always have the money. If you have money to go buy the new Jordan 1s, if you have money to go buy some of the best top grade weed, then you are a professional tennis shoe wearer. If you just doing music and you would rather go spend $100 on some shoes, or if you'd rather you saying you a rapper, or you saying you a producer, but you won't pay a person $100 to get some game and get your business right, but you'll go buy some weed. That means you're a professional weed smoker. So that's why I said earlier, I like talking to the rappers that's in the business of rapping. I like to talk to producers that's in the business of producing, because if you I got children, I got grandchildren, I got bills. So the way people get up and go hit the clock, I get up and hit this culture with things. So you can't negotiate my price, but on platforms like this, I give it to you where I'm paying it forward. But you got artists that will try to negotiate the price that you charge them, but they'll go buy whatever they want to buy. You got
Always
artists
got a blunt to their lip or something.
but you got artists that'll go, instead of paying, hey, like I say, okay, shoot me this. They'll say, oh man, Jazz, can I give you this or can I give you half? Like, wait a minute, man, can you go and stay to Brothers, pack your basket full of groceries and go to the cashier and tell her, you know what? Can I come back in 3 days? Or I know it's $280. Can I give you $180? Come on, man. This is reality, man. So when I hear people say that, it's times, depending on the conversation, I'll work with them. But I had to stop doing that. So on situations like this, I call it paying forward. We giving $1 million worth of game, and some of these people don't get it. But 2-3 years from now, they telling you what happened and who robbed them, and all my royalties was going to a dude that used to manage me. Come on, man. You allowed that to happen,
So what are, let me ask you this. You giving game right now. If I'm a new artist and I'm just getting in the game right now, I'm at home, I got some songs, I got some music. What are the first three things an artist need to do?
Well, some people would say trademark the name. So let's put that up in the air. Over the three, locking in your stage name, but copywriting your content. I don't know how that's so hard, but 60-70% of artists do great music, and they anxious to let the family and the homies hear it, and they put it out there. Big mistake to me. Second of all, register it. Join a PRO, performance rights organization.
That's ASCAP, BMI.
BMI, CSAC. Third, and I normally don't say this one, but so you got the copyrights. We gonna let the trademark the name hover over the head. Register it. You copyright register it, and then you join which a lot of people don't know. And once I say this, a lot of them still ain't gonna do it. But you got to join a mechanical rights organization where you get your mechanical royalties, because ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, Sound Exchange, they don't administer your mechanical royalties. So a lot leaving that mechanical royalty on the table, and then when you approach them and tell them, oh, my manager is handling that, oh my, and if you got a manager and what I don't understand is how artists have representation and they've never copywrote a song. They don't own their stage name. They don't, and it's artists that hear about ASCAP and BMI and they affiliate themselves with it, but everything that they tried to register is called incomplete because they're not registering it right. So yeah, so those are the three that I would say. I mean, I can go on about as far as grooming the career, but they hit me up directly and get the game.
Right. I definitely understand that. So right now in the state of hip hop, we losing so many dudes. We losing so many young kings, like you said, with Nipsey, who was not just an artist. He was a pillar in the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was about the community, and to watch his growth, the short time that we got to watch his growth, in music. I don't know if people really paid attention to, like, he came out, yeah, he came out representing his neighborhood because that's all he knew. But
Mm-hmm.
when he got, you know what I'm saying, when he started going places and seeing a lot more things and doing a lot more, my guy, he almost kind of transformed. He was still street rooted, but you know what I'm saying? He was more, he was dropping game all the time, just like you. He's
Yes.
always dropping game. They still putting up quotes every day on Instagram of some jewel he